Hello everyone, you are warmly welcome to Insight with Charm Nishan. Through this video, I'm going to draw your attention to tension and stress, and I'll help you find a practical way to overcome tension and stress that you face in your day-to-day life. Life is a gift. But do you think every ordinary man or woman enjoys that gift of life? Life is a precious gift. In this modern world, we talk a lot about tension and stress. And it means that most of the people do not live happily and with peace of mind. So they hate their life just because they have to face various types of problems in their life. So most of the people in this modern world do not seem to live their life with self-satisfaction or joy or freedom. It may be because of their personal life or professional life. In the modern world, we see that almost everybody lives like a machine or a robot. That seems to be the main reason behind their tension or stress. Sometimes you may experience tension because of the workload at your workplace. You may be a victim of tension just because of the unfavorable conditions in your workplace. Your workload at office, your unfriendly co-workers in your workplace, your employer who mistreats you, your senior officers ill-treating you, disturbing and harming you, and your lack of freedom to be with your loved ones at home due to your workload and your excessive workload as a housewife. All these circumstances may create tension in you, and as a result of it, my dear listener, you may dislike your present reality a lot. But did you ever try to find a solution for your tension or stress? Some people have the habit and tendency even to follow medical advice and take drugs or take medicine to overcome their tension or stress. I advise you not to follow such ways to overcome your tension. It is not advisable to follow medical advice to overcome your tension. Honestly speaking, you may agree with me if I say that tension or stress is not a physical sickness. Tension and stress cannot be considered physical sicknesses that can be cured through medical advice. But tension or stress can be easily overcome only by wisely understanding as to what causes tension in your mind. So, before finding a solution to tension and stress, let's try to analyze what causes tension. When talking about tension, we see that tension or stress is actually caused by all types of thoughts that flow into human mind. Simply, it means that tension occurs as a result of thinking over and over again over matters in an unnecessary manner. The thoughts that occur in your mind sometimes knock you down. You might have experienced on your own that some of the thoughts that originate in our mind do not let us rise in life. It's our own thoughts that actually stand as a great obstacle to our own progress. Do you want your unmanaged and uncontrolled thoughts to lead you to destruction? Do you want your thoughts to act like a puppeteer and manipulate yourself as a puppet? We should not become victims of our own mind and thoughts. According to modern psychologists, approximately 65,000 thoughts enter human mind a day. The tragedy is that your own thoughts take you to imaginary worlds and make you suffer in fantasy worlds. So each day you may consciously live only for a few minutes in this world, but the rest of the time of the day you may live in imaginary worlds. Our own thoughts can take us to fantasy worlds and dreamy worlds, and we may roam in those fantasy worlds for hours and hours without our knowledge. Don't you think that these unnecessary thoughts are the ones which actually create tension within us? In order to understand our own tension and stress, we should have an inward-looking mind, or we have to be introspective or reflective. We should be able to reflect on our own mind and all the thoughts that enter our mind. You may be still worried about something bad that happened a few days ago. At this time, you may be worried about an exam that you could not get through. And also, you may be worried about a great chance that you have lost or missed a few days or few weeks or few years ago. So, in this way, living each day with such negative thoughts is something like traveling in a boat on a stormy sea. You may mentally collapse because of your own uncontrolled thoughts, like a boat that is toppled by the rough waves in the sea. So it's high time we found a practical solution to our stress and tension. And it is possible only if you introspectively look into your own mind and see how your thoughts originate in your mind and how you are disturbed and distracted by your own thoughts. So, dear listener, what do you think is the source of these thoughts? The first source of your thoughts is the past. Your past creates countless thoughts in your mind. How do you define past? Past is a period of time from our birth till this moment. All things that have happened so far in your life are belong to the past. Everything you heard, you saw, you experienced till this moment in your past, all those things that have happened so far in your life till this moment can be considered past, and all those things belong to the past. That past will never come back. You can never bring that past back, even if you use your entire power and strength. So, not only last year, last month, last week, yesterday, last hour, last minute, and also the last second belong to the past. Do you understand that all those things that have happened in that past always seem to haunt your mind every day and every moment? Simply, isn't that what you mean by tension and stress? Your bitter memories always take you back to the past. Those bitter memories force you to regret and repent of your past. So, it is quite obvious that past is the source of worries, regret, repentance, etc. In that way, do you understand that past creates tension in your heart and mind? The past is past. The past is not real because past is gone and it will never come back. Past is not real. So if we worry over things that happened in the past, we worry over something unreal. If you are really wise, you'd never repent on anything that you have lost in your past. Wise people always ignore the past. Do you know that worrying over the past or repenting over past events is a sin? In your day-to-day life, you may worry a lot over the fact that you hurt somebody or you were hurt by somebody. 3 or 4 days at a stretch, you may suffer like this. You will cry, you will lament over that, you will weep, you will shed tears over the things that have happened in the past. There is no point of repenting over the past because you can never bring past back to the present moment. Past is all about fantasy and past is a dream. Now do you understand that tension is actually caused by our attempt to deliberately travel back to the past in our imagination? So make it a point not to linger in the past. Well, what is the next source of thoughts? The first source of thoughts is the past. The other source of thoughts is future. What do you mean by future? Future is the period of time from the next moment till our death. All our thoughts about what we assume would happen from the next moment till our death cause suffering because all those thoughts belong to the future and all those thoughts are all about future. All those things that you assume would happen in the future also are unreal. It is unreal because the future has not yet arrived. It's all about fantasy or a dream that is totally unpredictable. In a nutshell, future is the source of fears and doubts. At this time, are you worried about anything that is going to happen in the future? Remember, whenever your mind roams in the future, You always struggle with doubts and fears. We always see future through the lenses of doubts and fears. Do you fear or doubt whether you will fall sick in the near future? Do you doubt whether you are going to be bankrupt in the near future? Do you feel whether you are going to fail the upcoming examination? Do you fear whether you are going to lose your promotion in the workplace? You have a doubt whether you are going to lose a very good companion of yours? Those doubts and fears cause unbearable anxiety, tension, and worries in your mind. There is a world-famous saying that man is the master of his own destiny. It's you who create your own destiny. So we are the masters of our own destiny. We create and design our own destiny. We create our own destiny through various kinds of thoughts. Our own thoughts lead us to develop or build up our own destiny. So if you want to change your bitter destiny, the only way to do it is to manipulate your thoughts and manage your thoughts and keep an eye on your thoughts and understanding your thoughts in detail. So if we do not control our doubts and fears about future, we will struggle with doubts and fears and lose the happiness at the present moment and the peace of mind at the present moment. And that is what we refer to as tension in modern world. Let's elaborate on this nuisance or menace in detail. Just think of a man who is holding a great burden on his shoulders in two different baskets. The basket in front of him can be considered the future basket, and the basket behind him can be considered his past basket. He stores all his fears and doubts in the basket in front of him, and he stores all his worries, regret, guilt in the basket behind him. The basket behind him is the past basket. So now do you understand that every human being lives with the great burden of worries, fears and doubts and regret and guilt and so on? Isn't it this burden we refer to as tension or stress? So how can we overcome this tension? The only practical solution for your tension or stress is to train yourself to concentrate your mind on the present moment. Present moment means here and now. This is the best philosophical solution. As we discussed so far, future and past are fantasies. Future and past are unreal. Past is gone and future has not yet arrived. So both are fantasies. But this moment is real. You can experience reality only here and now. So do you want to make your mind free from tension and stress caused by future and past? Then concentrate on the present moment. Live here and now. Anchor your mind only on the present moment. Anchor your mind here and now. Those who sometimes anchor their mind in the past and future may end up with great trouble. Always remember that our mind is a good servant but a bad master. If you let your mind become the master and control you as his servant, you will end up in great trouble. So it's high time for all of us to concentrate on the fact that we have to look into our mind and not to let our mind manipulate us. Let me elaborate on this concept here and now, the concept of this moment in detail. Very interestingly, I found this novel concept in a very simple nursery rhyme.
Work while you work, play while you play. That is the way to be happy and gay. Work while you work, play while you play. That is the way to be happy and gay.
Work while you work, play while you play. That is the way to be happy and gay. Did you ever seriously think of the deep message which is conveyed in this poem? If you want to experience spiritual happiness, Work while you work and play while you play. So while you work, if you live in a fantasy world, roaming in the past and the future, you can never reach happiness. So while you play, if you still linger in the past, you can never experience the great joy of happiness at this present moment. Let me further elaborate on this concept of present moment in the light of a day-to-day activity. When you take your food, you should concentrate all your five senses on the act of eating. It means that while you eat, any other thought which is associated with your past and future should not linger in your mind. In that way, you should only taste your food, smell your food, and also see your food. It means that your mind should entirely focus on the act of eating. You should focus on only your body movements and the tastes that you feel and the smell of the food that you eat. Not only on the act of eating, try to concentrate on every small thing that you do during the day. While you walk, focus on the movements of your hands and legs. So in this way, if you concentrate on everything that happens around you at this moment and here and now. So in this way, if you concentrate on the present moment, your past memories and future fears and doubts will never take you out of this moment. Whenever you consciously live at this present moment, you will feel a great joy and great freedom. You are free from your past and future. A great poet, Omar Khayyam, once said, "Man is born free, but he lives everywhere like a prisoner." I believe that man lives like a prisoner just because of his past and future. Do you want yourself to be locked up in the past and locked up in the future? We all are prisoners if we do not control our thoughts associated with the past and the future. When you concentrate on this moment by ignoring the past and the future, you are calm and collected and you never feel yourself as a prisoner. Then you begin to feel that you live every moment so consciously and with mindfulness. So train your mind to feel this moment here and now. So if your concentration power develops, your mind will not roam in the past and the future, causing tension in your mind. Then you begin to feel the greatest joy of being here and now. And when you feel purely free at this moment, your thoughts about past and future will never fool you. And as a result of it, you will never be obsessed with your past and future. That means you will never experience tension or stress. This is the only practical and constructive way to overcome your tension and stress. Now let's try a simple mind training activity. Do you have a fish tank at your home? Just stand in front of the fish tank and choose one fish in the tank and start observing its movements. It moves upwards, downwards, left and right. Focus on every movement of the fish that you chose. Don't forget to notice even a single movement of that fish. Ignore the rest of the fish in the tank and only focus on that single chosen fish. And also focus on the color of the fish. When it moves upwards, you observe its upward movement. When it moves downwards, you focus on its downward movement. When the fish moves left and right, you focus on it accordingly. Do it as a daily activity. Whenever you feel that you undergo a certain tension or stress in your mind, sit in front of the fish tank and choose a fish out of all the fish in the tank and start observing all the movements of the fish. In 15 to 20 minutes time, you will begin to feel that you experience the present moment, and that helps you overcome that tension and stress that you are suffering from. You can overcome the agony that is burning in your heart. You can be free from the great pains in your mind. You can overcome the great regret, guilt or worry occurring in your mind over and over again if you practice such an activity every day. In a few minutes, you begin to understand that your mind is completely concentrated on that single fish while your mind ignores all the other fish in the tank. In that way, we can also ignore all unnecessary thoughts that distract us and that cause tension in our mind. When you concentrate fully on the present moment, do you think that your past and future thoughts will still haunt in your mind? Because your mind entirely focuses on the movements of the fish. That is a real experience. That is the only reality. Past and future are not real at all. So leave the past and future, which are just dreams and unreal, and try to focus on the real present moment. Live at every moment with the presence of mind. Feel the present moment, feel that great joy, and feel that great freedom and bliss. In this way, try to seek spiritual happiness and peace of mind by concentrating on the present moment. So in our next video, I'm going to share with you some practical ways to anchor your mind at the present moment. If this video was useful to you, please don't forget to subscribe our channel for the next video.